Hey guys, welcome back to the Music Business Dreams podcast, or welcome if it's your first time. I'm your host, Brandon from KDMR Music, and I am super excited to be here with you. First of all, Happy New Year. This is our first episode in 2020, so thank you for being here. Happy New Year. I hope your holiday season was amazing. I hope you were able to check off all the goals you had for 2019, but if you're like most musicians, you probably didn't. And that's actually what today's episode is here for. Now, if you are coming here from our YouTube channel, then you are likely already aware. But last week, we posted a video about how to plan for 2020. And we talked about the two types of goals that you should be setting for your music career so that you can, start off on the right foot and, have a sense of direction for where you're going for 2020 for your career. But I promised in that video that the next podcast episode would go even more in depth on how to do that. And so I've got a special treat for you guys. Today, I just posted a planning guide and I created a PDF document that we're actually going to go through on this episode. So if you're watching on YouTube, you'll be able to see a preview of this guide, but I've also made this guide available for you to download. So all you've got to do is go to kdmr.us/2020. That's kdmr.us/2020. And you will get your 2020 music career planning guide written by me. So there's a little bit of an introduction there, and then I walk you through how to set these goals and the steps involved to make everything happen. So on this episode, we're pretty much going to go step by step through the planning guide. So again, thank you so much for being here. Before we get started, go ahead, since you're right here on YouTube, hit that subscribe button. It should be in the corner. It's a red button. And then after that, hit the notification bell so that you don't miss out. YouTube does a great job of notifying you guys when we post new content, but only if you hit that notification bell. Otherwise, you might actually miss it even though you're subscribed. So do that. If you're not watching this on YouTube, you can reach us at youtube.com/KDMR Music. You'll find over 120 videos that we've posted to help get you on track for your music career. And I'm excited to see you there. Now, if you're watching this on YouTube and you have not subscribed to the podcast, we're on Apple Podcasts, we're on Spotify, Stitcher, Google Play, everywhere you listen to podcasts. And this is the Music Business Dreams podcast. So search us up and subscribe so you won't miss out there either. And I would appreciate if you love the show, then leave a rating, leave a review. Helps us reach more people and help more of you guys. So now that all that housekeeping is out of the way, let's get straight into the planning guide. So you guys are looking at the 2020 music career planning guide. And like I said, there's a bit of an intro. And instead of you having to read through that, actually, I'm going to switch back to just me for a second. If you watched our YouTube video last week, then you know that I recommend that you look at two different types of goals. Actually, two goals completely for all of 2020. I want you to create a music goal, like a music business goal. And this could be something like reaching 10,000 Spotify listeners every month. Or you want to get placed on a TV show. Or you want to play the biggest venue in town. Some sort of a tangible music business goal that kind of sets you apart from the rest. Something that shows everyone that this is serious for you. This isn't just a hobby. This isn't just something that you like to do for fun, but people take you seriously and you get paid to do this on a regular basis. So that is, your, let me mute this phone, but that is your music business goal. And then to go along with that, I encourage everyone to pick a creative goal. Now, why do you need a creative goal? Well, mostly because creating a music industry goal and just chasing that is a great way to get burnt out. The music industry is full of gatekeepers, full of people that you have to pitch yourself to, and you're going to hear no a lot. Now we are in kind of a DIY renaissance, and there are a lot of things that you can do yourself without ever having to reach out to anyone. But you're going to get to a point, if you're taking this seriously, where you will need to reach out to gatekeepers. You're going to have to pitch yourself. You're going to have to go in spaces and introduce yourself, and it's going to be uncomfortable. So I want you to create a creative goal, and that could be anything like, I want to learn a new instrument this year, or I want to learn how to mix and master my music this year, or things like that. And the reason you want to create a goal like that is because that's a goal that you can work on, and you can reach that goal without the help of anyone else. You don't have to ask someone else for permission to practice your guitar. You don't have to ask anyone for permission to watch a tutorial on YouTube. You just watch it and you practice. You can put in a little bit of work every day to actually achieve that goal, regardless of what anyone else thinks about you and anyone else's personal biases are. So those are the two types of goals that we're going to go over today. And this is going to be probably a really quick episode. I'm going to walk you through the planning guide. And I want you, once we finish with this, I want you to go ahead and download the guide. You can even download it now and follow along. So hit pause here, download the planning guide, and then follow along and fill this out yourself. But I wanted to put this out there to help get you thinking and to help you start off 2020 on the right foot. So now that we've done that, let's switch over to the split screen so you guys can see the planning guide. Now, again, right here, this is just an intro that I wrote. It's basically the same thing I just said to you guys. So let's get started with your goals. Your first goal should be your creative goal. And again, I think the first goal you set should be your creative one for a couple of reasons. One is, again, that creativity is what got you here in the first place. You decided to make this your career because you love it, and chasing after those business goals could make you love it a little bit less. So giving yourself a creative goal to work toward while you work toward the business goals helps to keep you encouraged. So I encourage you to do that. I think oh snap, it's raining. You guys might hear that. I'm sorry if you do. But the weather just got really bad out here. But yeah, and so the second reason is that you are more in control of the creative goal you set. It's basically the same thing, right? Again, I'm hammering this home because it's important. When you're chasing your business goals, those business goals are going to take a lot out of you, right? You're going to have to be reaching out to gatekeepers and all sorts of people, and you're going to hear no a lot. So you want to have a creative goal that you can work on by yourself. And even if you're not making it, you're not getting the responses you want to from venue owners or playlist curators or people like that, at least you can say, hey, I learned a new skill. I'm getting better at my art. And so you don't feel like you're stuck. You feel like you're progressing either way. So that's an important thing. And so that's why we're choosing a creative goal first. So step one, choose your creative goal, right? Maybe you want to learn a new instrument. Maybe you want to learn the bass guitar or learn how to mix and master your music. Or maybe you want to learn sound design, right? Like these are all things that, again, will help you creatively. They're going to help you achieve the goals that you've set for yourself. But, they're not so hard that you may not be able to do it. Sheesh. This weather, man. And I'm right next to a window. But anyway, so step one, write out that 2020 goal. So my 2020 goal is to learn piano. My 2020 goal is to learn how to edit videos, right? These are things that can help take your career to a new level. If you learn how to make videos, then you can now post yourself on YouTube and grow in a different way, right? So set your 2020 goal. Now, step two is I want you to think about what people or what resources can actually help you to achieve that goal, right? Are there online courses you can take? Are there tutorials that you can watch on YouTube? Maybe there's a person in your community that you know that can show you how to do it, right? Maybe you've got an artist friend who plays that instrument already and doesn't mind giving you lessons. Maybe you'll have to go to Guitar Center or Sam Ash and sign up for formal lessons, right? But I want you to think about, what resources do you have available to you and what you can use to help achieve that goal, and write them down. I can use this, this, and this to achieve my goal. right? And that'll help get you thinking about, not just having some lofty goal, but okay, this is a real thing that's possible, and this is what I can do to make it happen. So step 3 is committing to a daily action, right? If it's you wanting to learn an instrument, then commit to 20 minutes, 30 minutes a day to practice that instrument. I guarantee you, if you practice something for 30 minutes a day, every single day, or even if it's only 5 days a week, let's give you the weekend off, right? You're going to be way better in December than you are right now. So write down the daily action that you're going to take to reach this creative goal. And then step 4, I want you to give yourself milestones to hit along the way. So if you're learning an instrument, then hey, let's say by June, you want to be able to master a certain guitar solo. By June, you want to be able to play a certain song. With something like mixing and mastering, it's a little bit harder because if you don't know what mixing and mastering is going ahead of time, then you may not know what effect you want to master, right? But maybe you've got a song in mind, and this is a great thing to do. Be able to mix your own song and make it sound like one of the songs that you grew up on, right? That's a cool goal to have. And obviously, you're going to have more than one milestone, so you'll repeat this as often as you need to until all of a sudden your creative goal has been achieved. And that's a dope feeling to go into the year with a goal and then actually reach that goal during that year. That's amazing. And honestly, you're going to repeat this process for your business goal as well. But let's just talk about it. Let's talk through it real quick. So goal number 2 is your business goal. And it's a goal that shows you and everyone else that it's not just a hobby. Like it's what you get paid to do. Now, something that's important to do with your business goal is to make sure it's not a vanity goal. Make sure you're not chasing vanity metrics, things that don't really count but just look impressive, right? So a good business goal for the year is not to have 10,000 Facebook fans, because there are a lot of ways to get 10,000 Facebook fans. And honestly, getting 10,000 Facebook fans may not do anything for your pockets if you're not doing it the right way. So you want to shy away from things that give you that option to cheat, right? So 10,000 Facebook fans is great if you were working on some other goal and they just happen to come, because of it. But 10,000 Facebook fans as a goal isn't something that's going to affect you revenue-wise. It's not something that's going to really put a dent in any of your other goals creatively. So it's not a good goal to set for the year. Now, with that said, again, it's easy to chase vanity metrics, but I don't want you to fall into that trap. Instead, create a goal that's going to help your bottom line. It's going to help you make money, right? Because calling this the music business, it's only a business if you're making money, right? So choose something like you want to play a certain venue and get paid for it, or you want 10,000 monthly listeners on Spotify, right? That's different from 10,000 Facebook fans because Spotify actually pays you when people listen to your music. Maybe you want to get sync licensing placements on a TV show, right? That is a great goal, and it helps your visibility. So people will see you. It helps people discover you. And on top of all of that, it puts money in your pocket, both when you get the initial sync placement and a few months later when the royalty checks come in. So pick something like that that's going to help your bottom line. The great thing with all of the goals that I just named is each of those will actually help your career in other ways as well. Like I said, if you get placed on a TV show, that's going to drive people to your social media because they're going to see the title of your song, or they're going to Shazam your song and say, oh, wow, I've never heard of this artist. Let me check them out. And so that's going to drive people to your streaming profiles. That's going to drive people to your social media pages. And it is going to have that overall effect of helping to raise your profile, but at the same time, it's putting money in your pocket. So it's a win-win. So think about what you want your business goal to be. Now, again, as we go through these steps, I want you to remember that your business goals are usually going to involve you pitching yourself to people. So you want to really take time to think about what your goal is, who can help you reach that goal, and what you can do to affect that. So let's get into it. Step 1, choose your business goal, right? So again, you might want to get 10,000 listeners on Spotify or headline the major venue in your town. So go ahead and write that out. My 2020 business goal is to do what, right? Now, step 2, what people or what resources can help you achieve this goal? This is the big one for your music business goal. It's not as easy as going on Skillshare, which is a sponsor of this week's episode, but we'll talk about that later. It's not as easy as going on Skillshare and taking a class and then doing it, right? If you do take a Skillshare class to learn how to pitch your music to people, you're still gonna have to pitch your music to people. So what people can help you achieve this goal? If you're looking to have your TV show or your music placed on a TV show, then that person's a music supervisor. Or it may be a playlist curator if you're looking at Spotify listeners. If you're trying to play a big venue in town, then you're looking at a talent buyer or a promoter, right? These are the people that you need to contact in order to reach that goal. So go ahead and write that down. I can contact blank, this person, these people, to achieve my goal. And then that leads you right into step 3. So what daily action are you going to commit to make sure you achieve this goal, right? So if you're trying to get your music placed on a TV show, not only do you need to reach out to music supervisors, but you also need to place your music in libraries. So each day, maybe you'll commit to pitching your music to a certain amount of libraries or emailing a certain amount of music supervisors, right? That is a step you can take every day if you have the goal of getting your music licensed. If your goal is to reach a certain amount of listeners on Spotify, well, what's the primary driver of listening on Spotify? That's playlists, both editorial playlists, algorithmic playlists, and user-generated playlists. So of those 3, the only one that you can control are the user-generated playlists. So I've got a video actually that you can look at, and I will link it in the show notes and in the YouTube card about how to pitch your music to individual playlist curators on Spotify. But yeah, research some of those and decide, hey, I'm going to pitch my music to 3 playlists every day, right? Do something that's manageable. So 2 or 3 may be all you can manage. But if you do that 365 times, then that gives you over 900 opportunities to reach different playlist curators. And that is certainly going to pay off. Out of the 900 people that you reach out to, you're certainly going to get some replies. You're going to get some favorable responses. And the great thing about pitching to playlists on Spotify, the user-generated playlists, is, well, the more people that find your music on that playlist, the more Spotify takes notice that, hey, this song's kind of picking up steam. Let's help it. People must like it. Let's place it bigger in the platform, right? So then you start getting those algorithmic playlists as well. You start showing up in people's release radar, and then even bigger people start to take notice. So then you get placed in the editorial playlist, and that's when things start to really take off. So that's just one example, but what daily action are you going to commit to reach your goal? If you're trying to play a big venue in town, then you're going to have to start small. So start with open mics. Maybe you'll find 2 or 3 different places to perform each month. Or maybe you'll find people in your town that you can open up for. Start developing relationships with the talent buyers, the promoters. So maybe you'll email a certain amount of people each month or each day, right? So think about what daily action you can commit to reach your goal and write it down. Each day, I will do blank. And then step 4, what are the milestones that you're going to hit along the way, right? Well, obviously there are certain numbers of Spotify followers you can look for in a certain amount of time. That's one way to do it. Maybe another way to do it is, hey, I want to be placed on 5 user-generated playlists by this date, right? Maybe you want to be accepted into certain music libraries that'll help you get those sync placements. So you want to be, in this many licenses or this many libraries by this date, so on and so forth, right? So by blank, by this time, by this month, I will blank. I will have performed at 5 different places, or I will pitch myself to this many libraries, or I'll be accepted into this many libraries, so on and so forth. Now, again, just like before, you're going to have more than one milestone, but I can't make those for you. It really depends on what your goal is and how serious you are about working toward it. So repeat these as often as necessary, and then eventually you're going to look up and you will have achieved your business goal for the year, hopefully before December is over, right? So this is really cool. I'm really excited to help you plan out 2020, help you make it as great as it can be, right? This is an amazing time to be in the music business for a few reasons, and I wrote this in the intro, so you'll read this again when you see it. But there's a few reasons why this is a great time to be in the music industry. One is because, streaming is dominant. And the great thing about streaming and tech in general, replacing different curators and different gatekeepers in the industry, is that the playing field is level. I talk about it all the time, and I interview people all the time on this show. The most recent being Ari Herstein, who talks about this himself. It used to be that you needed the shady guy in the suit smoking a cigarette to help you achieve these goals. And that's not the case anymore. It doesn't take all of that anymore. Now you can sit here in the comfort of your home studio, whatever you've got going on, and you can really work and chip away at these goals and achieve them from the comfort of your own home or from your local town. You don't have to move to New York and hope somebody's going to discover you. No, you can do everything you need to do from right where you are. So it's an amazing time for that. Not only is tech the primary way of consumption, but technology is the primary way that things are spread too, right? So there's social media. That's how the word gets out. That's how you find out about new artists outside of the streaming algorithm. And what's great about, Facebook and Google and YouTube, you can use their ad platforms to get in front of more people than ever before. Again, from the comfort of your home, you can use an app on your phone to boost a post, and all of a sudden you've reached 1,000 people that you don't know who they are, but they like you. They're genuinely interested because you showed up on their feed. So you can do a lot by yourself, and it should be easier than ever to achieve these business goals. And the more you can achieve on your own, the more confident you're going to be when it's time to pitch yourself to these gatekeepers, to these curators, to these people in the industry. And they're going to take you more seriously because you've achieved so much on your own. But none of this is going to happen. None of this is going to take place if you don't plan it out first. Because if you don't plan it out first, you're not going to be serious about the action that you need to take. And if you're not taking action, you're not going to get anywhere, right? So you see how this can all fall apart if you don't plan correctly. And that's why I created this planning guide to help you think it through. Of course, I can't make the plans for you, but hopefully we've broken this down into easy to digest pieces so that you can actually go forth and feel good about what you've got to do, right? If I said, hey, I want you to go get 10,000 followers by the end of the year, you'd be like, what? I don't know how to do that. But now you can think about, what are the different steps involved, and you break it down into these bite-sized chunks, and then just take a little bite every day. That's how you eat an elephant, right? So I hope this helped. I hope this was helpful. If you are on YouTube, again, give this video a thumbs up if you found it helpful. Give us a like. Give us a comment. Let us know what you think. If you have any questions or anything like that, please reach out to me, again, either in the comments of this video or you can email me. All my information is below. If you are listening to this podcast, thank you again. I'm super excited for the things that are going to happen for you in this new year. Now, if you want to download this planning guide, again, just go to kdmr.us/2020. That's kdmr.us/2020. And that is going to take you straight to the download page where you can get this planning guide. I'll email it directly to you. I am super excited to help you plan out an amazing 2020. And I want to hear it back. I want to hear how far you've been able to get towards your goals. I want to hear if you reach certain milestones. So let me know. I'd love to be a part of it. That's it. Thanks so much for listening. Thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next episode. Peace.